Eric Dubay is probably one of the most famous flat earthers on the planet. Yes, I said planet. And when Eric speaks, a lot of flat earthers listen. Now, it's not uncommon to hear the argument that there are only flat earthers because they like to feel special. The potential to know something that they think no one else does is a real pull for them. And Eric's not happy with this, so he's made a video . Hello everyone and welcome to day 5 of One a Day for May, where I release a video every single day for the month of May. My name is Simon Dan, thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today though, a massive thank you to the sponsors of this video, Growth School. Now Growth School are well aware that AI is disrupting every industry and transforming the way we work and live. But are you really taking time out to learn these AI skills and strategies that are not just trends but a necessity in 2025? They will not only keep you relevant for the next decade, but also help you earn an extra $10,000 a month. I know most of you aren't taking action yet, so let me introduce you to Growth School's 3-hour hands-on AI training, where they teach you how to use over 25 plus AI tools and learn exclusive strategies and hacks. You can register now, the link is in the description. Trust me, this training is a game changer for people who want to grow in their career. And here is the best part. This is normally a paid training, but it's exclusively free to the first 1,000 Simon Dan viewers who join with the link below. Yes, for free. Only for Simon Dan viewers. People who register will also receive a free $500 worth bonus of extra resources. It covers everything from job hunting strategies and salary negotiation techniques to mastering Excel and creating content. This AI training isn't just for tech people either. You could be in sales, finance, marketing, HR, student, or even an entrepreneur. This training is definitely for you. Growth School has helped over 1 million people upskill across the globe, and this is your chance to join and learn from the top 1% in an AI-first world. So click the link in the description and snag your free spot. This is your only chance to learn those skills that'll secure your future. Right, on with today's video, which as we know is an Eric Dubay moanfest. Sorry, an Eric Dubay response to all those that say flat earthers just want to feel special. Let's get stuck into it, shall we?
Another phrase I repeatedly hear from glib globe proponents is flat earthers just want to feel special. This condescending critique is meant to imply that those who advocate for flat Earth do so for psychological and emotional reasons, rather than due to verifiable evidence.
Well, let's be honest, there is no verifiable evidence, so what does that leave? I don't necessarily agree that it's because flat earthers like to feel special, but I do think there is a factor of knowing something that you don't know, especially if you've already got an anti-mainstream personality.
Since we claim to have discovered a truth most are too ignorant or indoctrinated to see, this allows us to feel unique and intellectually superior to those who believe in conventional cosmology.
Yeah, that's probably more like it, rather than just feeling special.
By adamantly denying something deemed settled science, flat earthers can seem obtusely contrarian, making attempts at activism appear more like trolling or attention-seeking. Also, the idea that Earth is the stationary center of creation around which the sun, moon, and stars all revolve, bestows a unique importance to Earth and humanity, which is often perceived as arising from flat earthers' need to feel special.
But I don't think that's the reason why Earth is important. I think it's important because of how apparently rare it is to find a planet with intelligent life on, although there is a slight drag factor when it comes to the flat earthers.
For believers in the atheistic, nihilistic, Big Bang cosmology championed by the scientific establishment, where everything in existence, randomly and for no reason, exploded out of a singularity 14 billion years ago, the idea of purposeful creation by an intelligent designer can be quite challenging. If you truly believe that consciousness, life, nature, the complexity, diversity, and interconnectedness of everything in existence came about by accident and without reason, then the proposition that Earth is actually the center of creation becomes more about spirituality than cosmology.
I can't actually argue with that, but then that's not the central point in the argument we're having here. We are discussing the Earth's shape here, not its place in the universe or what it means to us.
Since mainstream science has outright rejected any notion of a higher power or creative designer, accepting flat Earth means rejecting atheism. So it is no surprise that the people claiming flat earthers just want to feel special are almost always atheists.
Absolutely incorrect. MC Toon is religious and one of the most ardent flat earth critics. In fact, you can almost pretty much guarantee that almost all religious people in the world think flat earthers haven't got a clue what they're talking about.
From an atheistic perspective, flat earthers and other creationists seem to be exercising magical wishful thinking. The idea of an invisible super being creating the material world sounds like an unscientific fairy tale.
Yes, because there's no evidence. That is how science works, Eric.
From a creationist perspective, however, it is the atheists who are exercising magical thinking. When you philosophically exclude the possibility of a purposeful, intelligent, creative consciousness responsible for constructing the material world, the only answer left is random happenstance. If you reject the possibility of intelligent design, then everything that exists must be the result of coincidence, chance, and circumstance.
You know there is no problem with that, right? Things can happen by accident, including life, the universe, and everything. This is a problem for creationists because then they don't feel special. Ah, you got me.
But even mainstream scientists have noted how that notion is simply untenable. For example, astronomer Fred Hoyle compared the odds that all the multifaceted and multifunctional parts of a single cell could coincidentally come together and create life, analogous to a tornado sweeping through a junkyard and assembling a Boeing 747 from the materials therein.
First off, that's not technically impossible, is it? The chances are not zero. And also, the time it takes for a tornado to do that would not be 13.8 billion years, would it? This argument ignores the vast timescales and the gradual accumulation of changes over generations.
Hoyle wrote, "If there were a basic principle of matter which somehow drove organic systems toward life, its existence should easily be demonstrable in the laboratory. One could, for instance, take a swimming bath to represent the primordial soup. Fill it with any chemicals of a non-biological nature you please. Pump any gases over it or through it you please, and shine any kind of radiation on it that takes your fancy. Let the experiment proceed for a year, and see how many of those 2,000 enzymes have appeared in the bath. I'll give you the answer, and so save the time and trouble and expense of actually doing the experiment. You will find nothing at all, except possibly for a tarry sludge composed of amino acids and other simple organic chemicals."
Humans being unable to create life from scratch does not mean that it did not happen, especially given the aforementioned timescales.
Astrobiologist Chandra Wickram Singh stated, "The likelihood of the spontaneous formation of life from inanimate matter is 1 to a number with 40,000 zeros after it. It is big enough to bury Darwin and the whole theory of evolution."
Okay, but still not zero, and you're still not special in the way that you think you are.
The beginnings of life were not random. They must have been the product of purposeful intelligence. From my earliest training as a scientist, I was very strongly brainwashed to believe that science cannot be consistent with any kind of deliberate creation.
So why would you discount science then instead of creation? One has evidence, the other does not.
That notion has had to be painfully shed. And Turkish evolutionist professor Ali Demirsoy stated, "The probability of the coincidental formation of cytochrome C, just one of the essential proteins for life, is as unlikely as the possibility of a monkey writing the history of humanity on a typewriter without making any mistakes."
But what if that monkey had 14 billion years and it never got tired or hungry? That would be around 70 quadrillion words. So probably very close to zero, but still not zero.
Some metaphysical powers beyond our definition must have acted in its formation. In other words, the atheistic notion of a random, reasonless, godless Big Bang accidentally creating everything in existence is just as much a fairy tale of magical wishful thinking as simple creationism, and arguably more so.
Yet we have evidence and you do not. The cosmic microwave background radiation, the fact that we've deduced the Hubble constant, red and blue shift, it's all there.
The geocentric flat Earth model does indeed denote a special place of importance to our home, but the heliocentric globe model emphasizes the exact opposite. claiming Earth is only one of an estimated septillion planets in the universe. 1 septillion, a 1 followed by 24 zeros, is a number so staggeringly large it baffles the imagination.
Yeah, that's called personal incredulity. You can't believe that it's true, so in your minds, it's not.
If this were true, the existence of Earth would be about as special or unique as a grain of sand at the beach.
Incorrect, because Earth is special in that it has intelligent life. Not just intelligent life, but life in general. That's extremely rare, and so far the only planet that we know of that has it. That is what truly makes all humans special.
Coming from this perspective, where Earth is deemed as insignificant as a drop of water in the ocean, it makes sense that flat earthers would be perceived as wanting to feel special. But is that really our motive? Ask any flat earther about our experience trying to teach or share with others what we have learned about geocentric cosmology, and prepare to hear a wide variety of shockingly negative responses.
Yes, because it's quite obvious to pretty much everyone that you're wrong, and that you're pushing misinformation. People don't like that. That's why.
I have personally received death threats, been told never to breed, had both friends and family members completely cut ties, all because of this issue.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. That is wrong, and I'm genuinely sorry that Eric has had to deal with that. I too have had death threats from flat earthers, and many threats of harm. It's a two-way street, Eric, remember that.
If positive emotions like feeling special were truly what motivated flat earthers, we would be exhausted and quit after the first person we mentioned it to at the pub, or the first post we made about it on social media. Flat Earth is perhaps the most mocked, marginalized, and ridiculed topic in history, widely perceived as the most crackpot of all conspiracy theories.
Well, it's not, but it's close for sure.
Literally nobody wants to become a flat earther. Nobody wants to be the laughingstock of the office, alienated from friends and family, ostracized from society, and labeled a crazy conspiracy kook. Far from making us feel special, speak with anyone about flat Earth, and they are almost guaranteed to make you feel like shit. Nobody becomes a flat earther for feel-good reasons. It is simply an unavoidable conclusion upon thoroughly examining the evidence.
But I don't think this is what people mean when they say flat earthers want to feel special. At the moment, you're talking about feeling good and how others perceive you. That's not special. The special they're talking about is what I alluded to at the start. The feeling of thinking they know something that others don't. The feeling that they think they are right while the rest of the world are wrong. That is the special that they think they are. And ex-flat earthers have confirmed that. You're not special in that regard, Eric. But you are special in that you are a member of a species that seems incredibly rare. On a planet that seems just as rare. That is why. Well, there we go. Another episode all wrapped up of Flat Earth Friday. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Eric's video there. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Thanks so much for watching today. It is truly appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Hitting the thumbs up button too would be very much appreciated. And sharing the video too if the feeling takes you. Just enough time to once again thank Grove School for sponsoring today's video. Remember, register now with the link in the description where the first 1,000 Simandan members can get on for free. Thanks again to Grove School for sponsoring. I've been Simandan. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a Tinfoil Tuesday with an Apollo hoax expert. See you then.